Hey, we're the Flick Chicks. I'm Anne.
And I'm Monica.
And this is the podcast where I love y'all and I recapped a movie that I don't like. Just for you guys.
I mean, to be fair, I don't really like it either. But and hate it.
Yes.
As you might have heard last week.
Yes, if you didn't tune in last week, you're a fake fan.
Yeah, you should have. Honestly, last week was probably, I think, one of my favorite episodes.
It was the funnest one.
It was the best one that we did.
Yeah.
It was really funny. So last week we talked about movies that we hated that other people love and vice versa. And one of the ones that we talked about was La La Land.
Yes, it's a movie that everyone loves that we don't particularly like. We're not fans.
So if you want to hear just those initial thoughts, you can check out last week's episode. But now we're going to be doing a full in-depth review of La La Land.
Deep dive analysis. Okay, so we're going to be starting with the recap. I found the description of the movie kind of funny, so I'm just going to read it.
Like what? Like where?
Like they said, like on Netflix. They were like, career aspirations run up against bittersweet romance in modern day Los Angeles as artists.
Why did they have to say modern day Los Angeles?
I don't know. Because you're probably going to look at the clothes and be like, is this modern day? Because you can't tell. And then two artists face a heartbreaking dilemma. What
dilemma?
Okay. Well, let's get into this movie before
This review is going to be angry.
Yes. If you love this movie, I'm sorry in advance.
Yeah, I apologize.
But this is roasting movies by the fire, isn't it?
It is. So
we're going to roast it.
No one's safe. We have to.
No one's safe. No one's safe. No one's safe.
Yeah, we just happened to do movies that were. I mean, I feel like we roasted to All the Boys I Loved before. Pretty
we hard. Did.
We grilled it.
We didn't like the character that everyone liked. So that's pretty.
Parasite was like we roast
all
nice.
Bruh. Okay.
Go ahead with it.
So, we open this movie with their first song, which is Another Day of Sun.
I should sing a snippet of every song.
Yeah. if you don't think we're singing
how about I sing like a really bad snippet of
okay, sure.
Because I barely remember the words.
I don't
know
remember.
Another Day of Sun is like
jeez.
I forgot. It starts where it's like the girl's like humming and I can't remember
I don't know.
It's like
yes, that's right.
I don't know the words.
You're really gonna have to pull through with this because I don't know a single song, my guy. Probably.
That's not right.
The girl, you sang exactly like they did. Probably.
that scene is weird because I feel like none of those people actually could sing.
No.
So I'm like, why didn't you?
Also, the choreo was not that good. Like it was all right, but I was like, musicals are usually
open the truck and all those like drummers came out.
Those are cool. But usually, drummers. Sorry. Usually, musicals have like intense dance units. Oh, yeah. Like they're pretty good. They had
the material. They could have made it way more amazing.
I was just like super shocked. I just thought it would be like better.
Okay, actually I just listened to like a snippet of Another Day of Sun and I'm actually an idiot. I forgot that I was trying to find the tune that she hummed and I feel so stupid. It's literally like you know that it's like a popular sound on TikTok, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm stupid. I literally played it and I was like, oh, that's the one.
Yep.
So yeah, that's Another Day of Sun. Continue.
Yes. So basically it's a song about LA traffic. No, I'm kidding. But they're stuck in LA traffic and they're singing about like being aspiring actors. It's just a bunch of people who the girl starts about talking about how she ditched her lover basically to come to LA because she wanted to be like chase her dreams or something, which is heavy foreshadowing.
And like in general, it's a good scene, but like it's super unnecessary in my opinion. It's like,
I feel like it was a little underwhelming if it's gonna be unnecessary to me. Like it should have been super crazy that I'm like, wow.
And yeah, I wholeheartedly feel like they really could not sing.
No,
like the singing was so bad in this song.
It really it's like they didn't even have people with different ranges. Like it was like they were all singing the melody. Like no one was harmonizing. Like no one could
sing. Like I don't know if you've ever watched the scene. Just go watch this first scene and be like, why?
No one was harmonizing.
Many aspiring singers out there,
bruh. Where was the?
No, they were all in the background. They all sounded like they were struggling to get the notes out. Like
right, and like her voice was so soft. Like it was like.
Yeah, anyways.
It's like I need some strong, powerful like.
Anyways,
exactly. Okay, we're never gonna get through this. We keep roasting everything.
We're have to pause every 2 seconds to roast something.
So basically, we find Mia in traffic, who is our protagonist, and she's being stupid in traffic. So Sebastian, who's next to her, gives her the middle finger for not like driving in traffic or something. And okay, so they hate each other already. And then Mia's going to work to her coffee shop where she works. She's a barista, classic actress role.
On a movie set.
Yeah.
On like a movie lot.
Around like a lot of, And basically a famous person comes into the coffee shop, important for later. Anyway, so she's on her way to her audition, and then coffee gets spilled on her shirt, so she has to wear this awkward jacket. So she kind of looks disheveled already, coming to this audition. Mm-hmm. And in the middle of her crying in her audition, like when she's doing acting. God, it's so embarrassing. Someone comes in, and I did know this. It was a fun fact. They put that in the movie because Ryan Gosling said it actually happened to him, like when he was auditioning really for movies. Like people would just come in while he was like,
she's like in the middle of her audition, like in a super emotional scene, and then somebody like comes to the door, and then the producer's like, oh sorry, 1 second. Yes, what is it? And he's like, okay, you can leave now.
Which is like sucks. Anyways, so she goes back to her huge apartment. Mm-hmm. It's ginormous. Yeah, it's bigger than her parents' house that we see later. Yeah, I'm like, what do you? How in LA? Okay,
I'm not an LA resident, but even I know.
But like, come on. If I don't know much about LA, but I know that rent is expensive in any big city ever. Yeah, so of course. Weird. I also don't know why they dress like they're in the 1950s, 1970s.
I feel like we'll get into this later. Like the whole aesthetic thing is just like weird.
Okay, and then there's the song "Someone in the Crowd." It's actually better than I remembered. I remember not really liking the song, but it's actually okay. It's decent.
It's just the girls getting ready.
I always like a getting ready song, but I think High School Musical 3 did it better. Oh, and I will stand 100%. By it. It's gonna be the night.
Oh yeah.
To remember.
Okay, all right. I don't know the words.
Big fun. All right. Okay, exactly. And like I think that whole part just made me think about like a lot of people who like this movie don't like musicals, and I'm like that shows because that makes sense. It's not a good musical. Like as a musical, it's not good.
No, the songs are just so forgettable.
Yes,
the fact that I've watched this movie like a couple times. Yeah. Like it's not like I watched it once called the day. I've seen this movie a lot of times and I still don't know the songs. Exactly. Coming from me, that's honestly like a crime.
And I've learned the songs from Les Mis. The whole
I know the whole thing is
a song, and I still know that better
Hamilton too. I can literally perform the entire Hamilton musical to you.
Don't even try us right now. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So and then Someone in the Crowd. I just wanted to know. I hated the spinning camera thing in the pool. I was like, why wouldn't you show the people dancing? Like, I don't need to see them. So basically, near the end of the song, there's like everyone comes together on the pool and they're like dancing and doing the thing. Someone in the crowd. And instead of like actually showing us the dancing, it's like they don't want to show us the talent.
Right.
They just spin the camera around in the pool like a bunch of times. Woo, 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 woo. And then it goes to the sky. And I was like,
okay.
It's like literally the climax of the song. Like people are doing flips and stuff, but instead I'm watching water flip onto the camera. Okay.
All right.
Stupid shot. Anyways, stupid. So then Mia comes out of the party because she doesn't fit into this LA crowd, obviously hipster, and she leaves. And then her car is towed, so she's like, I gotta go walk, right?
So, which doesn't make any sense because everywhere in LA is like super far, so I don't know how she
I don't know.
Home. If she had to drive there, it was probably took like an hour.
Honey, take an Uber. Anyways,
if you want it to be modern day Los Angeles, take a damn Uber.
Yeah. So she's walking and she hears some beautiful piano music coming out of like a place, So she goes in, and it's called Lipton's, the place.
Like the soup?
Huh?
Like the soup?
What do you mean the soup?
Isn't there a soup company called Lipton?
Are you sure that's right?
Let me check.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
okay.
Lipton.
Okay, cool.
Oh no, the tea. I'm stupid.
Okay, that's why I was like, Campbell is a
Lipton.
soup.
Oh, Campbell. I searched Lipton, and chicken noodle soup was the first result, but it's tea.
Maybe it's like the Mandela effect. Everyone thinks it's soup, but then it's not.
No, I think I'm just stupid.
Okay. Moving on. Anyway. So then, Seb is there playing piano and she gets entranced. And then they switch to his point of view back to the parking thing where they were, in the traffic. They switch back to the beginning of the movie where he points the middle finger at her. And then he goes to just a random coffee shop and watches Van Beek, which is a jazz club. He just watches it.
Isn't it like outdoor? It doesn't matter. These are all details.
Yes. Anyways, and then he goes back to his apartment where he catches his sister Laura, and her sister Laura is just basically roasting him for being single and broke, and she's like, get a life. And
he doesn't even unpack the boxes in his like apartment.
Yeah, his big apartment, which he cannot afford, obviously.
His looks a little more realistic to me.
His a little bit more, but for a broke boy with bills, anyways, he's behind on his bills, and he keeps reminding his sister that he's a white man who wants to save jazz, so let me be. And she's like, okay. And she leaves. And he basically works at Lipton, and the manager insists that he plays the set piece, don't do anything else. Notably, it's Christmas, so he's playing a bunch of Christmas songs, right? And he's just not passionate, obviously, about what he's playing. So he's like, I can't help myself.
This part bothers me.
I gotta play a little smooth.
I hate it.
I gotta play a little smooth jazz for the boys. So,
he gets carried away and just like starts playing jazz music.
He starts playing the only song that I like in the movie, arguably, which is their theme. It's just the
instrumental.
Da, 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 da. That's all you're gonna get, folks.
Yeah. I'll do the singing.
Just a side note. I want to go to a restaurant with a pianist. I think that's really nice.
I've been to one. It's
wow.
Cool.
Bruh, I need to be taken out. Someone take me on a date. Thanks.
I went to one in like downtown Toronto.
Whoa.
It was on Christmas, actually, now that I think about it.
That's so sweet. Yeah. Anyways, Seb gets fired. Because
why? Like, just do your set and call it a day. Like, do you not have any other time during the day to play piano? Like, I don't get it. Just do your job, bro. Like, you're behind on your bills. You're a low life. Like, just play some Christmas music. Come on.
Yeah. No, it's definitely
is fun.
It's definitely first world problems for sure.
100%.
Anyway, so Mia, who's still there, was like about to tell him that he was good, but he just brushes past her. Rude AF. That's already a done deezy for me, but whatever. Oh, yeah. And then there's a montage of Mia going through a bunch of auditions. It's spring now because the screen told me. So Mia's at a party, like a day party, let's say, and she sees Sebastian in an 80s cover band, or I don't know what era.
I think it's 80s.
Yeah, and
Aha.
There
maybe
you go.
Unless I just said something really stupid and it's actually the 70s or whatever.
I just guessed by the outfits, so I was like 80s. And she requests Iran, which is apparently an abomination. She requests.
I like that song.
Yeah, she's like, it's disgusting. Apparently,
like she's like, oh, I want to sing Iran, and then like Seb's looking at her like mortified.
Yeah, and then he later comes up to her and he's like, how dare you
do that? Like, it's a good song, bro. I don't know why. I feel like that's like a reference to something that I didn't really get.
Yeah, there's a running theme that they don't like good music. Anyways,
I ran so far away.
I do like that she was dancing really intensely. It was funny.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
It's very easy.
It was very
Emma Stone.
similar to her like lip sync challenge that she did
on
Jimmy Fallon that one
I love
time.
her. She's
really
funny. Anyways, like I've always said, the chemistry between Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone was great. But everyone has a Prius apparently. You didn't get that joke. Maybe that's an LA thing.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like there's a bunch of references that I'm like,
so leaving the party, she asked him to get her keys from valet or whatever, and he's walking her, or they're walking to their cars presumably.
Ma'am, what kind of party has valet? A house party?
I don't know.
Like, that's
rich people? Maybe that's an LA thing. I don't know.
How does she know so many rich people?
I don't know.
Can't they loan you some money?
Right? How does she know so many rich people and she ain't famous yet? Anyways, so the song "Waste of a Lovely Night" starts, and okay. Emma really tried but I'm sorry. The vocals were not there for me.
Yeah.
That's two Emmas who disappointed me, honey, vocally. I'm referring to Emma Watson.
I was like,
Anyways, the dancing was good. It just wasn't like, no.
The tap dancing?
The tap dancing. At that
part now?
Yes.
Listen. Let me put it down for you here. I actually tap danced for many years.
Ooh.
I want to say 10 years, maybe.
A long time, yeah.
Like 8 years or something like that. So I know a thing or two about tap dancing.
A thing or two.
And this tap dancing was trash. It was terrible. Like, there are simple moves you can do in tap dancing and it still looks good because it's tap dancing. It's fun. Like, why were they trying to do all these things that were, like, they're not even moves? Like, I could tell that somebody taught them this who was not a tap dancer. Because I'm like, none of these are even tap dance moves.
That's a common theme. They did not do their research, to me, at least, in this movie.
Yeah.
That's
and
what
I'm like,
feel.
I was watching it and I was like, and we were talking about this earlier. We were referencing back to, okay, there's a specific scene in iCarly.
Oh, love it.
I don't know if you've seen this episode, but it's this episode where Sam is like in a beauty pageant.
Yeah, she used to be a pageant
huge,
girl.
Like, tap dance routine.
It's amazing.
So good. Like, literally, I watched that when I was like younger, and I was like, "This is amazing!" Like, I can see all of these tap dance moves they're doing, and she happened to be dancing with this really famous tap dancer. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the guy she was dancing with is the same tap dancer that did the choreography for Happy Feet.
I think you're right, though.
Yeah, he's like a super famous tap dance dude. And it was so good, and I'm like, it's not difficult to teach someone how to do tap dancing moves.
It's not.
It was just really bad.
I would have even given them some type of like slack if they did a cut scene where they just showed the feet and then they put actual tap dancers. Sure, like I would have preferred that, but
I just looked at it and I was like,
yeah,
no.
I'm just trying to compare it to other. Yeah, another example of like a great dance sequence is the 80s or 60s version of Annie, like the original one with the little girl with the red hair. We've Got Annie. I don't know if you know this one. The girl is an amazing dancer. Like she plays Mr. Huxtable, which is the guy who adopts. She plays his secretary, and she's like dancing around, bruh. Like her legs were next to her eyeballs, and that's the way it should be. Like
tap dancing.
She was doing tap dancing. She was doing ballet. She was doing ballroom. She doing everything under the sun. But I'm just saying that like there are people who can do all three, so cast them.
Also, if you're gonna put a dancing scene, I feel like I don't know how much time they spent learning this choreography, but I feel like it was not enough time.
Ryan Gosling learned how to play piano. Make him learn how to tap dance too,
or just don't put a tap dancing scene.
Yeah,
you're not gonna do it properly.
Like I don't know. It's just weird because it's like movies train people to do things all the time. Pitch Perfect, like Anna Kendrick is not even a singer. They trained her and the entire group. Like Anna Kendrick can sing, but she's not like a singer. Like that was never her.
She, was an actress.
No, like that was never her expectations, right? And they like trained her vocally through like they went to vocal boot camp. Like I watched a whole interview about it. All of them went through vocal boot camp. The only one who's actually a singer, like from the get go, was like very like about it was the Esther Dean, the girl who plays Cynthia Rose. Yes, yeah.
See, that's the thing. That's my main issue with this movie. Is like, okay, Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone are really good actors,
of course.
But if you're gonna make this like grand movie musical with dancing and singing, whatever, like
train them
or cast someone,
yeah,
who can do all of those things. And don't tell me that there's not famous actors who can do those things, because there are.
That's such a lie.
If you're set bent on casting them too, you better spend a little extra time teaching them how to sing and dance.
Because if you want the household name, you make them household, my guy. Yeah. Okay.
Like, you get them to train properly.
Yes, and it's like you could have picked up someone from any musical ever, like a Broadway kid.
Oh, Broadway people, they sing, they dance, they act, they do all the above. Everything. Yes. That you need. Anyways, we should move on.
Yes. So basically, he walks to his car, and then I think they alluded that he lied about where his car was parked just to walk her to her car, which is kind of cute.
I did not pick up on that.
Yeah, because his car, he was like, "Oh, my car's right there," but then he went all the way back to the house. So I think.
I remember that.
Yeah, so that's kind of cute. I'll give him that. Mm-hmm. And then back at the coffee shop, someone's complaining about gluten-free, and then Seb shows up. And he's like, "Can I take you out?" Like, can I talk to you? And she's like, "Yeah, give me a sec." They walk around like the lot where there's like movies being filmed everywhere. I watched this like analysis video about this, and they were like, "Bruh, LA is so dirty. Like, why did they make it seem like LA was so clean and cut and whatever?" But that's kind of, maybe that's the point they wanted to do. She talks about how her aunt was an actress and she got inspired by her, and they used to go to the library and like watch old like movies like Casablanca and like reenact the scenes. She talks about how she dropped out of like pre-law 2 years into university and came to LA to pursue her dreams. LA, baby. And Seb encourages her to make her own play. Like, he's like, "Why are you auditioning for these bums? Do your own thing," right? And he's like, "Because I'm trying to make my own jazz cafe or whatever." Like, he's basically telling her goals. And she's like, "Oh, by the way, I gotta tell you, I hate jazz," which is obviously such a rom-com cliche, which is like, girl hates whatever man. Yes. Or like celebrity, and then she's like, "I don't like your music," and he's like, "What? You're so different from other girls." But anyways, she doesn't like jazz. That's already suspicious to me, but whatever. Black people come into this movie for the Jazz Lighthouse. That's the most we're gonna see of them. He
takes her to an actual jazz club.
Yeah, he takes her to a jazz club and they're rocking it out. Yeah, but don't you worry, Ryan Gosling is gonna save them. Don't you worry. He's gonna he's gonna save that jazz. This was my biggest problem, I think. I have a lot of problems with the movie. I should say that.
This one, really?
Yeah, but a big problem I had was Sebastian's whole character motivation is that he's such a traditionalist when it comes to jazz. Like, he's like, jazz should be like this. Mm-hmm. I found it funny that like literally none of the songs in La La Land are traditional jazz. Like, at all. Like, literally, like Princess and the Frog.
I was literally just about to say, at least Disney has some consistency.
Exactly.
Where, like, Princess and the Frog, it's all like,
in New Orleans where it's
whatever,
born.
yeah. And then like in like Mulan, you have like music with like sounds, like using those type of sounds.
Exactly, like so. New Orleans. Moana, Princess and the Frog. It was the anniversary of jazz, so that's why they did it. So they're like, we're gonna dedicate a whole movie to jazz. Honestly, didn't do that well because people aren't as adverse to jazz, like in terms of soundtracks and stuff. But at least I love it. But at least they stuck to it. Like they're like, we're gonna go traditional jazz. La La Land didn't do that. Like it's like that's what your man is about. When you
put white people in charge.
Anyways, so in the middle of their like little date at the lighthouse, if you will, she gets a call back, and it's for a movie it's for a role, in a TV show. And Seb is like, you should watch this movie because it's kind of like has to do with your audition. And they decide to have a movie date, basically. Like,
they make that movie Rebel Without a Cause.
Yes. Yeah. And they like basically for research, but they're really trying to flirt. By the way, Mia has a boyfriend this entire time.
That was funny.
Yeah, just unnecessary boyfriend for absolutely no reason. City of Stars. The song happens.
That's the one I sang last week.
Yes, you did. Shining just for me. That's about it.
We're not singers. I'm sorry, you had to listen to that.
Yeah. 2 minutes into the audition Mia has her audition for the TV show. She gets her call back, and 2 minutes in, they already sent her away. So she's like, bro, I'm not getting this role.
Isn't that the one where she shows up and there's like a billion girls there that look just like her?
Yeah, when she leaves, she sees them like on the elevator, like a bunch of redheads. So it's funny.
Yep.
And then, but she's sad, but then she sees the theater that they're gonna go have their date at. So she gets a little smile on her face. But when she's getting ready for her date, Greg, her boyfriend, comes in. I'm just emphasizing the infidelity here. Or Greg comes in and is like, yo, my brother just flew in. We're going to have dinner with him. Did you forget? And she's like, oh, man. So she's like, I got to have dinner with him. We're an hour into the movie, by the way, when this is happening. Like, this is a lot of fluff. A lot of fluff for me.
Yep.
Okay. And at dinner with her boyfriend, Sebastian is like waiting at the theater, and like she's obviously like kind of standing him up, so he just goes inside the theater to watch the movie. Like he's like, I don't know where she is, and she might be late. That's probably what he's thinking. She's at the dinner, and then she hears the song that Sebastian was playing in Lipton's when she first met him. She hears it on the radio or on the speakers at the restaurant, so she's like, I must go. And she says, I'm sorry to her boyfriend. Basically breaks up with him, I guess. And she goes to theater, and on her way to running to the theater, fake snow just appears. There's a lot of fake snow in this movie, which is...
Wait, really?
Yeah.
In LA?
Yeah, there's like fake snow in the scene where in someone in the crowd. Is it
supposed to be fake, or is it supposed to look like it's actually snow?
No, I think it's supposed to be fake because it's like it's just like white dust.
Huh.
It's weird.
Why?
Anyways, I don't know. Anyways, so they're at the movie and they touch hands and they're about to kiss, but then the movie just like shuts down somehow. So she's like, I have an idea, and she takes him to the planetarium of the city. Griffith Park.
I think
Planetarium.
I've been to it.
Cool.
Observatory. There's a planetarium like downstairs too.
Okay.
It's really cool.
I called it a space museum.
It's super cool.
In my notes.
There and it's awesome.
Okay. They just dance around the entire place. Mm-hmm. And it's cool. There's a scene where the sun diagram is moving and they're moving along with it.
Yeah,
I'll give them.
I remember I looked at that and I was like,
that's a good scene.
I looked at that and I was like, I was just there yesterday. Because I remember I watched it when I was in
got it.
And watched this movie, and then literally the day before we watched La La Land, we had gone to the observatory, so we were standing like, hey.
This movie is a love letter to La La Land. They're like, come see this too. Mm-hmm. His handkerchief flies away at some point. And I kid you not, when I was watching this is the part where they fly away into the stars and stuff.
Like they're dancing.
They're dancing. Monica, I kid you not, and you're gonna like be like, why, Anne? When I saw this scene, I thought they were alluding that they were on drugs, like they were on LSD.
I mean, honestly, no LA. That would be the most LA thing they could have added in there.
That's what I thought. I was like, oh my gosh, because everyone kept telling me this movie is so good, like the ending's wild, right? So I was like, bro, this is a twist. They're gonna show that they're actually like druggies.
That would be really accurate. I feel like.
Yo, so I was like, bro, they're actually on drugs.
Everyone in LA is like on acid and like.
Yeah,
Molly.
sorry to LA people, but I thought that's what it was. So I was like, cool, until I realized this was just
the director being on LSD.
Yes. That's what happened. The directorial choice, I guess. Anyways, so it reminds me of the 12 Dancing Princesses. This is a Barbie reference. I was gonna say, move on. Just move on from that. Yeah, anyway. Felt like watching that movie more than this one, but it's fine.
Never watched a Barbie movie in my life.
Oh, you've been.
I just know that one video that's always on Twitter. Where it's like, "You're just like me. I'm just like you."
Oh my gosh, I know that entire song. I know a bunch of songs from there. Again,
we take
their
responsibility.
We carry through. Okay, I know more of the songs in that movie than this movie.
Like the fact that I know a song from a Barbie movie, you know, I've never watched a Barbie movie.
Exactly. The Barbie movie songs are dope. We're gonna talk about that later. No. off the mic.
Off record.
Exactly. So it's summer now, and it's like a montage of them being together and being cute. His sister gets engaged to a black man. I just wanted to point out.
You wanted to point that out because you wanted to point out that there's not a lot of people of color in general in this movie.
It's like they don't have lines.
Especially black people because it's supposed to be jazz.
Yeah, it's like they don't have lines. None of them talk at all.
Is John Legend black?
John Legend is black.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he's
definitely probably half black.
Yeah, whatever. He's the only black person with lines. Even the jazz people say thank you. That's it. And there's like a pianist at the end, but whatever. Okay, so there's some more tap dancing that happens. He works at the lighthouse now, and
there's more tap dancing.
Yeah, they dance some more. Like just for it's in the montage.
Yeah, I feel like I tuned out this part of the movie.
Yeah, it's not important. Anyways, he now works at the lighthouse.
Doing what?
Like a pianist. It's called Lighthouse or whatever the restaurant. The jazz place that he took Mia to, he now works there. Right. Funny how he works there, but they still can't give black people lines. Like the entire place, like I kid you not, the entire scene is a bunch of black people around Ryan Gosling, who's playing piano, a bunch of black people dancing better than Emma Stone as she dances in the middle, doing her little white girl dancing, and they're like, woo! Like it's like a circle around her, and she's dancing badly, and I'm like, why would this happen? And anyways, that's what happens. It just makes no sense. Then the hero of this story shows up, Keith, yes, John Legend. They went to school together, and he comes to see what's his face, Seb, and he's like, yo, I got a job for you. And he's like, nah. And he introduces him to Mia and says that like, oh, we used to go to school together. They still don't make it clear. Like, I don't think if in any point of the movie they make it clear as to how Keith betrayed Seb, I have missed it. I literally don't know what it is.
Like, wait, was he supposed to betray him? Like,
they alluded, like, they're like, oh, he betrayed you, he conned you. And I'm like, how?
No, he didn't.
Like, they literally, like,
they never said, oh, it's gonna be like jazz music. He's just like, I'm starting a band.
No. Keith betrayed him beforehand, like off screen before the movie started. They still don't make it clear how he did it. Like it just literally was never revealed. And I was like, okay, annoyed. Basically, Keith is like, I got a job for you, but Seb is like, no way, Jose. So he leaves, and he's like, we'll keep in touch. It'll just happen. Mm-hmm. Mia this entire time. Mia quits her job at the coffee place, and she's working on her one woman play and whatever. They do a couple things, like she tries to make him not name it Chicken on a Stick and name it Seb. Sorry, she wants him to name the jazz place
that he wants to open up Seb's
instead of anyways.
It's like the least enthusiastic recap ever.
Yeah, I know. I can't. Like, I'm trying to skip to like the important parts, but it's like, ugh. Anyways, Emma calls her mom, and she describes Seb as a bum, basically, on the phone, and he feels some type of way about it. So he's like, "I'm gonna take the job with Keith," and Keith is like, "We're gonna pay you $1,000 a week," and it's like, "Huh?" And he's like,
"Bank."
I know, it's a lot of money. And John says, John Legend, aka Keith. I'm just gonna interchange. It's so bad. I'm gonna change.
I don't even know. I didn't.
Anyways,
even know Keith. I'm like,
so at the practice, literally, there's this part where he starts playing, and then they add a beat, and Ryan Gosling is like, "Huh, a beat?" And I'm like, "What? come on. Stop acting like you don't know what this is. Like
you walk in there, do you see any tubas?
I know.
Trumpets? No.
Like, also calm. It's just too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. Like, you need to calm down. Anyways, and John Legend brings up a good point. He's like, how are you going to be revolutionary if you're such a traditionalist? Like, jazz is about the future, my guy. They were revolutionary in their time.
Exactly.
So that's the freaking point. City of Stars happens again. They sing it again.
City of Stars.
Oh my goodness. And
are you shining just for me?
Are you? Mia has quit her job, so she broke now, but he's making bank on bank. She's going for broke while he's going for money. And he just gets more and more busy. City of Stars happens again, like the song.
Wait, really? I didn't know it happened that many times.
Yes. Then she finally goes to his concert, and she is horrified.
It's a good song though.
It's called "Start a Fire" or something. It's good.
It's fine.
It's very good.
Yeah,
I liked it. I was very.
I don't remember what it sounds like, but I know. It was
no,
good.
yeah, it was good.
And he was doing some next like.
Yeah, it was good.
The piano,
and
like,
then he did a little. I enjoyed
piano
it.
solo with like two different pianos.
I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And what's his face? Okay. What I'm having a brain fart. Basically, I was surprised because I'm like, doesn't Mia listen to his songs? Like, why was she so horrified?
Yeah, and she was basically just like standing in the crowd looking like,
yeah, I know.
Going on.
So it's fall, and then Mia's almost done her play. Seb has been like on tour for a long time, and he comes home and like surprises her with dinner. But they basically have a fight because she's like, you're a sellout, and he's like, well, you're poor. she basically gives him the "I liked you when you were poor" speech.
Mm-hmm. No, didn't he tell her that though? He's like, you just liked me because I was poor and made you feel better about yourself.
Yes, you're right. Which was too much. Just doing too much.
Fact, but...
And he made it seem like she was the one who made him get that job, but it was like, that was all your male
like,
ego.
This is what you wanted, because it's like she
clearly didn't
overheard her saying to her mom like, oh, he needs a job. So he's like, well, I guess I'm gonna get this job.
Yeah, so then Mia's play is so coming.
Bland.
I
oh
know.
My goodness. Like, I know. I'm like, there's nothing exciting has happened.
That's why it's so hard to do
nothing
this.
exciting will happen.
Because I have to give little details just so it works. So Mia has her one woman play. Seb has a photo shoot and he misses her play, and she hears someone talk smack about her play and say like, don't quit your day job, which I agree with. Anyways.
It was like this whole scene with her play is just so embarrassing.
And also they don't show her play, which I thought was already like, okay, so you're not
they
gonna
just show her
us
turning a lamp off.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, so you're not gonna show us even a scene of her, like what it's about? Like I feel like that would have been
called like So Long Boulder City or whatever.
Yeah,
something like that. And like 4 people showed up.
Anyways, she's so embarrassed that she's like, I'm moving back to Nevada because she's done, embarrassing herself. Apparently Seb quits the band off screen because it's never explained, and he gets a call from like a casting director who was at Mia's play, who was like, I loved it, make her come to the audition. How did the casting
director have his phone number, not hers?
Because she tried to reach Mia, but she wasn't answering, which was like, why wouldn't she answer her cell phone? This is weird.
But did she put him as like an emergency contact?
I guess. I don't know, whatever, they don't make it clear. I think she put it, as like the second phone that she can be reached at. He goes to pick her up, and he's like, bruh, you need to get to this audition, do it right now. And she's like, fine. And then he comes back at 8 a.m. to pick her up, and she goes, she sings a song called Here's to the Fools Who Dream or something. To the Fools Who Dream, whatever. Exactly.
I think it's called Audition parentheses The Fools Who Dream.
Yeah.
Honestly, my least favorite part of the movie.
Literally.
I was like sitting there and I'm like,
we're gonna talk about that.
Why? Like,
we're gonna talk about that.
They're trying to make it so like emotional. Like this is her audition, because she walks in the audition and they're like, okay, like this movie's about
the movie doesn't have a script, which is like,
it doesn't
what?
have a script. It's literally just, we're gonna film in Paris. That's all I know. So they're like, okay, just tell us a story.
Why do these people just have money like this?
So she's like,
give me the money to make a movie.
Yeah. So she's like, okay, just tell me a story. So then she starts telling a story, but then it turns into a song.
Yeah, it's just about her aunt.
And her aunt,
which was, like, by the way,
my aunt went to Paris once.
Was her aunt alcoholic or suicidal? Because it kind of seems like a lewd.
Song, she's describing her aunt, and then eventually her aunt like throws herself into a river or something.
I know, and it's winter, and I was like, huh?
And she dies.
Does she die?
Like,
did she die?
I think so.
And she said like she lived with liquor, and I was like, so
I don't know. Maybe she was an alcoholic and then suicidal.
Yeah, which I feel like oh my gosh, whatever. We'll talk about
anyways,
it. So she gets
bland song.
Yeah, she gets she obviously gets the role, and they break up. Nah, because they're like,
she has to move to Paris.
Yeah, she got to move to Paris, and she's like, and will always love you.
I don't know where you're going with that for a second. I was like, I don't remember that song.
Emma Stone is a millionaire by winter 5 years later. Yeah, she's a famous extra.
Later and she's famous.
Yeah, and she goes back to the coffee shop that she was once working at, and she's the famous person now. Wow, full circle. She's married now, and she has a kid, and she's out on the town with her husband, and they go to check out some jazz place, and turns out it's Seb's place. Oh my gosh.
And he actually used the logo that she designed.
Yeah, that she designed, which was cute. I'll give it that. He sees Mia and like awkwardly starts playing the piano, but he starts playing their theme song, and it's a whole montage about how their life could have been different if like they stayed together, or like he was like they didn't keep missing each other. I don't know. And then they smile at each other as she leaves the place, and that's how the movie ends.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like this whole montage with like really extra like set design, colors, and cinematography.
I enjoyed the montage. It was okay.
It was alright.
Yeah. All right. That was the recap. Way too long, man, but that's the best I could do. Now we're gonna talk about things we liked and things we didn't like. Okay.
Didn't like the songs, the singing,
literally the soundtrack is mediocre, and I really would have respected it more if they stuck with traditional jazz for this soundtrack, because they keep talking about it.
Like got actors that could sing.
Yes.
I would have forgiven the bad dancing if they could sing. I really would have. I was like, hey, that's fine.
Honestly, vice versa. Like
one flaw is fine, but
use their strengths. You know, like it's too much.
Even the fact that even the extras in the Another Day of Sun scene couldn't sing. I'm like, did you just purposely find people that couldn't sing? Like, is it supposed to be some next like, oh, they're all aspiring, they're not professional type of thing? I don't know.
Miss me with that.
I don't want to listen to people who can't sing. Sorry.
I'm paying you money for good people. Exactly. All right. I just felt like, and also the audition song, right? You need someone with vocal chops to be like just zooming on her face, like to just be not doing anything, like to not have a scene to distract from her voice, which is just okay. Like you need someone who's a great singer to be like to carry that scene, you know, like
and to like captivate you. But I was like, when is this gonna end?
I was like, what? Okay. I didn't like Seb and Mia's characters, honestly. They were better together. They were tolerable. Separately, I found them really undesirable. I didn't like Seb's character especially. Really? It's like Mia, you could tell she was trying to hustle, whatever. This guy just seemed he's like so That's
mad.
True. That's true.
Why isn't jazz a thing anymore? And it's like, okay, well, what are you gonna do?
Like, true, because Seb's struggles weren't that, like, he was getting jobs. Like, he was doing stuff. Like, versus Mia was, like, really hustling, trying to get stuff.
At least I can give her that. But he was like, you had a job, and you're like, I can't play Christmas music. Yeah. I have to play my jazz.
Like, he was honestly, he was... I don't even know. He was just irritating in general. I liked him when he was in the band because I was like, at least he's making money. He was fine. Like, and like, it's like make money to save up for the rest, whatever. That's fine.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. And when Mia was like, "Oh, when are you gonna end this?" and I'm like, "When he has enough money to make this stupid plays." What do you mean? When is he gonna end this? Like
crazy.
She doing too much. I think
it was also because she was like, he's like, "Oh, I have to be on tour next year or whatever." Yeah. And she's like, "No, don't leave me." But then at the end, she's like, "I'm moving to Paris," and he's like, "Okay, bye."
And he's supportive.
Exactly.
That's the difference between her and him. He was. I will give him that. He was really supportive the entire time.
Together they were fine, but separately he was just a shitty person.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay. Things we liked. No, I'm still not.
Oh, you're not
done.
I
didn't.
There you go.
Things. I just neither of them. I wasn't really rooting for their careers because I was convinced they deserved it.
I was not like they did not seem like the underdogs or like I was not rooting
and
for
also
them.
the entire plot, like not much happens in this movie. Clearly, like I was grasping at straws to give y'all like a little recap here. I still made it long, but like it was just me talking stuff. Like really, if I really did the point, it would literally be like they meet each other. He becomes famous. She's mad at him. She does her one woman show. It doesn't work out. Done.
There you go.
Not much happens. The end. Okay, things we liked. I liked Ryan and Emma's chemistry. I always love that. I'm always a fan.
They're good. I like them as actors.
Yes, they're amazing actors.
It's just annoying watching them in this movie. It's like I like you, but I don't like you in this movie.
No, I don't want to roast Emma and Ryan. They're my guys.
Exactly.
But I really couldn't do this.
But yeah, their chemistry was good. I liked cinematography sometimes.
Cinematography was nice.
Not all the time. Yeah. It was kind of like meh.
Yeah.
But, and like
I didn't like the spinning thing. I told you that. That was stupid.
And like I guess like the use of like colors was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of
I like the colors in the tap dancing.
Like the scenery was like cool. Like they definitely like had some cool ideas. Like the thing where they're tap dancing on the top of the hill, and then the thing at the observatory was cool. But yeah,
okay,
just some parts.
This is controversial hot take. A lot of people gave them props for the costume design. Of course, it's pretty. It makes zero sense though.
I don't like it.
It doesn't make sense
at all.
Because I was like, yeah, it would be cute if it made sense. Why is she wearing 1970s wardrobe in modern time day LA? Why is he wearing a full suit when they go to the movies?
The thing about LA is like people like really care about how they look.
Yeah.
And like the outfits just did not seem like that sometimes. Like it was either they're going to a party and they wear this like dress that was from like the 2000s.
Not even the 2000s, bro. It was
like, those
really
like halter
old
dresses that she was wearing. I was like, who still wears that?
Yeah.
And then like when she was just chilling, like whatever, she was wearing like, I don't know, zip up hoodie.
Like
I'm like, that's
no, she wasn't. Girl, you're totally missing what her wardrobe was.
Maybe I'm
stupid. She was wearing literally there's a scene where she's just hanging out with her roommates and he's coming to pick her up and she's wearing a full like 50s style dress. She goes
I don't remember that.
She goes to the party, the day party where he's at. She's wearing a full A-line skirt, yellow thing to the party.
The scene, the tap dancing scene after.
The tap dancing scene. When she goes to the first party,
like modern day Los Angeles has like bodycon dresses, high heel, like
I'm not saying she has to wear that, but it's like
it's not
realistic.
It's clear they're trying to do an homage to something,
yes.
and it was like, I
wasn't
picking up what they were putting down.
No, it didn't, because it's like, okay, make the homage in the fancy scenes where she's going to a restaurant. Like I can definitely see a girl being like, I like those kind of dresses, right? But if you're going to a day party, a pool party, don't wear this yellow dress that she was wearing. Like I was like, why? How's that realistic? Like it doesn't make any sense. Ugh. That's what. Oh wait, I just that was what I liked.
We went into things that we didn't like. It's okay. It's fine.
Whoops. Why didn't like the black people side characters that they never stop. Yep. Stop it. Don't put them in a room full of black people and then not have them talk at all. Like you couldn't even have one of his like guys that he works with like talk to him in a scene. Yeah. No? Okay. All right. Moving on. I'm gonna get fired up. Ugh. Okay. So we're gonna go into the questions. Question time. I'm gonna do 2.
Yeah, I think 2 is a good amount.
Okay, so La La Land is clearly an homage to LA. You know, the city.
Love story.
A love story for LA. So, if you change the location of the movie, how would it differ? Like, what are things that would not like happen? Like that would be stupid. Like not like what? Yeah. Just think of a random city.
Think of like a different. Okay, since we live in Toronto,
yes.
Let's imagine this is in Toronto. First of all, every scene outside would just be dirty.
Yes, and cold.
Because this happens over the course of a year, so like lots of winter jackets.
Yes.
And also just like I feel like
she would have not been auditioning to be an actress. She would have been auditioning to be a Broadway star because I don't think you could find much opportunity. Maybe, in Toronto being just an actress, like, or
like I feel like this is probably a thing in LA. I don't know why, but like I know in Toronto there's a lot of like theater clubs, stuff like that you can be a part of, and then you kind of gain some experience of like stage acting, stuff like that. I don't know why she wasn't doing that. She would have finished school. That's for sure. I feel like you go to Los Angeles with these like huge big dreams, because obviously she moved there, right? And it's like I'm gonna be famous, whatever. Like in Toronto, it's kind of just like no, I'm gonna get experience, and then I'm gonna leave. You know what I mean? Yeah,
for sure. So it's like a place to get your foot in the door, and then you just go from there. I feel like if this was in New York,
also no day parties,
no day parties at all. I feel like if this was in New York, half of the scenes would be like, "Shut up."
I feel like if this was in New York, it would be so much more.
It would be so much cooler.
I need a New York version.
Yes, they could have been there. You know the scenes of Another Day in the Sun. Instead, it would have been like in the streets, and then like they're banging on trash cans. It would have been cool.
Yeah, I just like. Why didn't I think of that? Like. I'm just thinking of this now.
And it could have been in Times Square, real cheesy like.
Or like Central Park or something. Yes. Like instead of Griffith Observatory, they're going to Central Park.
To tap dance?
I need someone to make a New York
I feel like
La La Land.
In New York, it would have been cool because...
The Big Apple.
Yes.
The Big Apple.
And I think they would have made her a Broadway actress. And his whole jazz thing would still work. Yeah. And I feel like it would make it cool because they would have actually casted a Broadway musical girl if it was in New York. Okay. So I feel like they should have changed it to New York.
I agree.
That's it. But Toronto, that was funny to. There'd be a lot of stupid Toronto slang. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god. Like being an actor, like no one. I've never heard of anyone be an aspiring actor in Toronto.
I know one, but
no, it would be. I'll tell you what. She would be like a theater nerd.
Yes.
And he would be like a SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah. That would be modern day Toronto.
Yeah.
That's true.
100%.
That is accurate.
Or like music producer, like beats.
Yes.
He'd be making beats.
He's like, I make beats.
Like
you know how many mans have told me that?
Yeah.
I do beats. I make beats. And I'm like, okay. Do you know what is... Do me a favor. Don't ever do this to a girl. Don't ever say, let's listen to music and then put on your music. Do not do this. It's illegal.
It's illegal. Jail.
Electric chair. I cannot deal with that. Okay, do not ever do that. Okay. So, La La Land tied with Titanic in getting 14 Oscar nominations. Anyways, what movie musical do you think actually deserves 14 Oscar nominations in its place?
Hairspray.
Ooh. How did you low-key? Yeah.
Hairspray is impeccable.
Yeah, it is. You know what I would also say? I'm going to say mine too, and then we can talk about it. Yeah. I would say Enchanted. I think that one's Disney, the Disney movie.
Enchanted was good.
It was really good.
I don't think I like it as much as I love Hairspray, though.
No, Hairspray's... I like them both. I'm not going to lie. But go on. Go with the Hairspray.
Listening to, first of all, they can all sing.
Really gosh, so good.
The songs are amazing. I mean, obviously, it's based on a musical.
I know all the songs.
Which I think is La La Land's first mistake. Whenever you make an original musical movie... It's
really hard.
It has to be really good. Like, it has to be on, The Greatest Showman. Like, even if The Greatest Showman didn't really...
Like, the plot was not,
well, but the music was really good, so people still talk about it. Like, you have to lead with the music first. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, Hairspray, I love Hairspray. Like, the songs are amazing. Like,
so good. I've never been more attracted to Zac Efron in my life.
Story of it,
and
everything. Like, even the fact they tackle it tackles racism,
segregation,
and body shaming and stuff like that.
True.
And
you know what's better in the movie? Queen Latifah. In the movie, Little Inez wins, but in the actual musical, it was Tracy, so they changed it. Yeah. So that was awesome.
Like, I thought that was a good directorial change. I haven't seen the musical live, but I've seen recordings of it, and I've seen the movie, and I like both pretty equally because they changed certain things in the movie to make
and
more
take
sense.
out some songs. Yeah.
Yeah, but it
was
the ending
great.
scene. You can't stop the beat. It's it gives me goosebumps. It's so good. The dancing is amazing. The singing is amazing,
and I love the costume design is awesome in that movie.
Exactly, I love Hairspray.
Actually, Hairspray was my number one, but I still think Enchanted is really good. One, they trained Amy Adams the
she played that character so well.
Oh my gosh. They wanted to trademark her. It's just too expensive, but it made sense. Yeah. It's like this girl is her. Where it loses points is maybe cheesiness, but I thought the songs were amazing. I thought the story's very good. It's unique.
It seems like Disney's making fun of itself, which is
it is, and I like that. And I think it is, and to this day, the best movie musical. Because
I disagree, but yeah, I can see where you're coming from. But
I'm saying, all the other ones that are based off musicals don't count. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, original
movie musical.
I can't think of any right now. I feel like I might think of one later.
There are not that many. I looked it up the other day.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe it was we have Greatest Showman. We have La La Land. We have there's not a lot.
Kinky Boots?
No, that's actually a play, like a thing.
But sometimes, actually, wait, I don't think Hairspray... I think Hairspray was a movie in, the 80s, and then they made a musical about it. And then they turned it back into a movie, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think so. Hairspray, I'm pretty sure Hairspray was a play, I think, first. Then they turned it into a musical. So...
No, but I know there's a movie way before the actual Broadway musical started.
Yeah, but
okay, well, I don't know that.
Check. But, yeah. Anyways.
I think Kinky Boots is a movie, though, first. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know about that one. But Hairspray... pretty sure it was a play first. It was based off a play, and then they went on with it.
But yeah, no, I think Enchanted's pretty good.
Yeah. Anyways, those were our 2 questions. So now I'm gonna go into.
I found it. Hairspray, the musical, is based on the 1988 film,
which is based off a play.
No.
What?
I don't think so.
Lies.
Hairspray is a 1988 American comedy drama film written and directed by John Waters.
Oh shoot! Okay, guess I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Where's that play from that I thought about? Guess nowhere.
Anyways.
Is
it? for this episode?
No, we have to talk about our grade.
Right?
If you watched the other episode, you already know our grade. We have the same one. I mean, I have.
I forgot what I gave it. B+?
B minus.
B minus. Right.
We said that we would give a B plus if the songs were good. B minus.
If you want to hear our in-depth discussion about grades, you can head over to last week's episode.
Yeah,
we talked about it. We talked about La La Land first. So
yeah, we did.
It's in the beginning. Of the episode.
But basically, we give it a B minus due to its weak plot, its okay songs, like forgettable songs, and its nice scenery. Yeah, that's what gets it the B minus. Exactly. And the chemistry between, like the acting between of Emma and Ryan is very good. So that's why it gets a B minus. Yeah. So that's how we feel about that movie. So
that's La La Land. That's our review. Sorry, it's kind of bland. I feel like it's
a
bland movie. What can you do?
I know. We were just. It was like there's no heart in this one.
Yeah.
It's just like fun. I really don't get it, guys. Like
I don't really get why it got like I read that it's just like white people congratulating white people. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I feel like literally people just love things that subvert expectations, and then they're like, oh, therefore it's good. What? Just because they don't end up together does not make it a good movie. All right?
It's just like they left too many things ambiguous.
Honestly, the reason they don't end up together, I think it makes it kind of stupid, because it's like we spent this entire movie
building them up,
and then they're gonna break up and like deal with their breakup off screen. Like you didn't even show me them getting their restaurant, getting Seb's, like Seb, you didn't show me getting him his jazz place. You didn't show me Mia filming her movie. So I'm like, okay,
and how she became famous in 5 years.
So I'm like, clearly this, if you don't want to show me all this stuff, I'm gonna think this movie is about romance, right?
Yeah.
So then don't spend like an hour setting all of this up to then just be like, nah. Because if you want to show that career is more important than love, then show me the career, please.
Exactly.
Show me it. Because I didn't see it too much. I saw her go through some cheesy little montages about stuff and...
Anyways.
Do better.
Do better, La La Land.
Yes.
Do better. Give me a good movie musical.
I know.
I'm ready for In the Heights.
Yes.
So ready for
But that's based off of... so.
That's the way you have to go. Like, I'm sorry, but writing original movie musicals, it's hard. Just get the Broadway one.
Je ne sais pas quoi.
But In the Heights, ooh, I'm ready.
Wow.
I hope they don't postpone it. So I feel like now we kind of have to include this little, well, I feel like we should include this in some of our episodes if there's things to talk about. But little current events in the movie world.
Yeah.
We'll come up with a little theme song or something. But yeah, so I feel like the biggest story right now is the ever present COVID-19 virus disease.
Yeah, aka coronavirus.
Rampaging the world.
Yeah.
And it's actually causing a lot of movies to postpone their release.
Rightfully so. It's like obviously stay safe.
But also it's like, I know it's because they know it's not going to make money. If they're releasing out because people aren't going to go to theater.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the main reason why. So some of the examples, there's like James Bond that's getting pushed back. Mulan is getting pushed back, which kind of sucks because we were going to do an episode on that.
Yeah,
so
we were.
It's going to have to wait till later, I guess.
Whoops.
Oopsies. Well, I wasn't about to go to the theater anyways.
No.
So yeah, so they're pushing it back. But I did hear, I forgot which movie it was, but I heard of a movie that they're like, oh, it was supposed to be released in like June 2020, but it's being pushed back to March 2021. I'm like, okay.
Whoa.
That's not just a regular pushback. Clearly, you're like, let's take this opportunity to fix some stuff, reshoot some scenes. Like,
yeah. I mean, if it's going to make it better.
It's just an excuse.
It's going to make it better, I'll take it.
It was, though. But it's like, okay, at that point, it's just an excuse.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel. I feel like they could... Depending on the movie, obviously, they wouldn't do this like a James Bond. But they could do like the interview kind of thing where they release it digitally online for people to buy.
People don't want to do that because you like less money. You like less money, don't you?
Not really. I don't think so, in my opinion. I feel like more people will buy it because it's like cheaper, kind of, because it's like, oh, you can buy one for your whole household kind of thing.
Oh,
I guess. I mean,
no, that's why you make less money, because you make money on tickets, right?
I guess, but
like, on each ticket.
The theater takes a cut of like tickets when you go to the movie.
No, they take such a small cut because they pay so much in like. What is it? Freaking royalties or whatever you want to call it.
I don't know. Anyway,
so I feel like you definitely make more money when you're releasing theaters.
Yeah, but
also in terms of like
that's something smaller releases.
Yeah,
could just release it digitally.
Yeah, but I don't know what are those things.
What things?
Because
like
all the block
releases, like you release it on like iTunes or like. That's what the interview did. That's what I'm saying. You know, the movie The Interview, where it's like they were getting threatened to show it in theaters, so they just released it digitally, and a lot of people bought it. But like I said,
I feel like the only thing though, the difference with The Interview is it was shut down because of like a terrorist threat, and they were trying to like, you know, stand up.
People wanted to watch
like, band together.
They're like, what is this movie that's causing
versus I don't know if they would have the same
do
like
a review of The Interview.
Oh my gosh, maybe. But I don't think that people would band together and be like, let's show Corona who's boss. Like I don't know if that would have the same.
Yeah, it's just kind of sad. I'm like, oh,
it's sad that this is happening. Obviously, it's affecting a lot of people, especially like just money wise. Like I don't think people think about, like, especially with let's say, for example, the NBA suspension. Everyone who works there and like has hourly wages is making absolutely no money right now.
Well,
and
I heard that
yes,
the MLSC, whatever they're supporting,
is supporting those people
like hourly and event
which
staff,
is amazing,
which is good. And the government of Canada is like implementing. Now we're getting into like real world news.
Yeah, sorry.
But the government of Canada is like implementing like packages or whatever that are gonna get sent out. Like,
that's amazing.
We're giving you guys money.
But I still think there's still people that are getting wrecked over.
But it's like you really don't want this thing to get worse.
So like, it's obviously it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. Anyways, so that's our little current event section. So we'll catch you guys next week for a new general episode. And what is our episode next week?
We are talking about the top 5 best animated movies of all time. Woo!
It's gonna be tough.
It's actually
do a lot of research.
It's physically painful to eliminate some of these movies. Like,
so me and Anna are each gonna pick our top 5, and then we're gonna try to make it into one
cohesive flick chicks
top 5 flick chicks picks
of animated movies.
The top 5 animated movies of all time.
Yes. We will come up with a shorter name by then. Don't you worry. Don't worry. All right. Thank you for listening to our podcast.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Flick Chicks Pod.
At the Flick Chicks Pod. Oh, there's no the, but
there's
you
no
can find
just
it.
Flick Chicks Pod.
Yeah, and subscribe.
Yes.
Give us 5 stars. If you love us,
share it with your friends.
Yes, tell your friends.
Everyone loves movies.
People are staying home now, so
you got lots of time on your hands.
Exactly.
You can binge all our episodes except the first one. There's really bad audio.
Yeah,
but all the other ones,
exactly.
Yeah,
do it. Especially last episode. Last episode was dope. It was so
good. If you haven't watched last week's, just do it. It's good.
Come on. All right.
So we'll catch you next week.
We'll catch you next week. Bye.